babes. Okay, we decided to switch it up tonight. And yes, the mango mimosas are back on deck.
We are very much back.
And no, we will not be answering any questions about it. Just accept it, respect it, and move on.
Honestly, it's a lifestyle choice at this point.
It really is. But listen, if you're new here, welcome to the chaos. Go ahead and hit subscribe.
Seriously, do it right now.
And if you're a returning listener, a dedicated member of the Snark Squad, babes, we love you. Now go rate us immediately.
Like, pause the stream. Go rate us. Do it for the culture.
Because honestly, the DMs have been absolutely blowing up this week. I mean, my phone is physically hot to the touch.
Like, babes, you all are unhinged in the best way possible. We are trying to keep up with all the shady, snarky, or just straight-up stupid submissions, but there are literally hundreds.
Hundreds. I was reading them on my lunch break, and I literally gasped out loud in a public place.
I'm not complaining, obviously. Just slightly overwhelmed and very, very entertained.
Exactly. The sheer volume of interpersonal chaos you guys are navigating is staggering.
It's wild. Like, the reality TV we watch on screen is nothing compared to the psychological warfare happening in your everyday lives.
You are living lives that belong in a Bravo cinematic universe, I swear to God.
100%. So before we even touch the television meltdown from this week, we have to audit the real-life mess.
We have to. Let's open up the confession booth for the messy three. These are the three submissions that completely broke our brains this week.
I am already stressed.
You should be. Okay, confession number 1. We are officially calling this the healer.
Oh, I hate it already.
Listen to this. We have a confidant who is secretly dating their best friend's ex-boyfriend.
Wow. Starting strong with a felony-level betrayal.
Right. But wait, the layer of deception here is what makes me want to scream into a pillow. They are doing it under the explicit guise of helping the ex heal from the breakup.
You're joking.
I am not. They are literally sitting down with their best friend, looking her in the eye and saying, oh, I'm just checking in on him, making sure he's not spiraling.
Unbelievable.
Being a good friend to both of you in this difficult time. And then, like, an hour later, they're making out with him in the passenger seat of his car.
The audacity is actually breathtaking. It really is.
Yes, it's evil. It's like an arsonist putting on a firefighter's uniform to go burn down another house.
That is a very accurate analogy, because if we strip away the shock value and look at the underlying mechanics of this behavior, what we are witnessing is the absolute weaponization of modern therapy language.
Yes, thank you. You do not date the ex. That is the foundational bedrock of the bestie code.
It's literally rule number 1.
And you certainly do not date the ex while acting like you are running a nonprofit emotional charity for broken men. What kind of sociopathic maneuvering is this?
Well, let's unpack the specific psychological phenomenon here, because honestly, it is fascinating.
I just call it trash behavior, but go ahead.
Fair, but this is a classic triangulated relationship built on a savior complex. Our confessor has identified a vulnerability, right? The ex's emotional instability post-breakup. And she is exploiting it under the socially acceptable camouflage of, like, holding space or processing trauma.
Oh my God, the therapy speak is so real.
In the last decade, therapy speak has completely infiltrated our casual vocabulary. People no longer just lie.
Right.
They cloak their deception in clinical terms to make themselves unassailable. By framing her betrayal as healing work, she creates this cognitive dissonance that temporarily protects her from her own guilt.
That is so dark. Imagine the daily logistics of that lie.
Right. It takes a staggering amount of emotional gymnastics.
You are getting an iced matcha with your best friend, actively listening to her cry about how much she misses this guy, nodding sympathetically.
All while knowing you are headed to his apartment at 8 p.m. to, quote-unquote, comfort him.
It crosses over into a masterclass on manipulation. I would have to fake my own death and move to a different continent if I ever got caught doing something like that.
Because the fallout will be nuclear.
Nuclear. When the best friend finds out, and she will absolutely find out, the truth always leaks out through, like, a rogue text message or something. It's over.
Always. The betrayal isn't just the romantic transgression, it's the theft of reality.
Ooh, the theft of reality. Put that on a t-shirt.
Well, it is. Gaslighting your best friend into thinking you are her support system while actively dismantling her life is just unsustainable.
So my final verdict is that this is overwhelmingly, irredeemably shady, with a capital S.
I completely agree. It is reality TV villain origin story shady. Please stop before the collateral damage becomes permanent.
I'm judging you, but I also kind of want to watch the Netflix documentary about your downfall. Anyway, moving on to confession number 2, the fake personality.
Oh, this one is rough.
It hit me right in the chest. So Our listener met a guy they were instantly obsessed with. The catch: the guy is a hardcore, off-the-grid outdoorsman.
Red flag number one.
Right, so our listener panicked and completely fabricated an extreme outdoorsy
It's
lifestyle.
just a total reinvention.
Yes. Hundreds of dollars dropped on REI gear, lying about hiking 14ers, digging up old photos of trees from 5 years ago and posting them with vague captions
The commitment to the bit is terrifying.
to imply they are currently trekking through the wilderness. And the tragic part: it worked. They are officially dating.
But now the bill has come due.
Exactly. They are locked into a miserable, off-the-grid, week-long camping trip with this man, and they have absolutely no idea how to pitch a tent, or filter water, or survive a bear encounter.
This is a Greek tragedy playing out in modern real time.
See, I am going to emotionally defend this listener with my dying breath.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear this logic.
Because who among us has not panicked in the blinding light of a new crush and completely reinvented our entire personality?
I mean, I have definitely exaggerated a hobby, but I haven't risked my physical life.
When I am crushing on someone, I become a chameleon.
Yeah.
It is a survival instinct. If you tell me you love foreign cinema, suddenly I am passionately defending the French New Wave.
Okay, sure.
If you say you love rock climbing, I am secretly Googling carabiner types under the table. You do what you have to do to get your foot in the door.
I understand the emotional empathy you have for this situation, I really do. But this is where your romanticism completely blinds you to the brutal logistics of reality.
What do you mean? It's just a little camping.
Let's look at the science of mirroring. Mirroring is a well-documented human courtship behavior, right?
Yeah.
We naturally adopt the posture, vocabulary, and minor interests of someone we find attractive to build subconscious rapport. Faking a love for obscure French films is standard mirroring.
Exact.
Faking a capacity for wilderness survival is not mirroring. It is writing a check your physical body cannot cash.
Okay, but she can watch a YouTube tutorial. She can download a PDF survival guide to her phone.
Babes, there is no Wi-Fi in the deep woods. You cannot girl boss your way through basic survival logistics.
Oh my God, you're right.
We're talking about a week-long, off-the-grid excursion, no running water, digging a cath hole to use the restroom, rehydrating freeze-dried meals.
Stop. I am physically nauseous just thinking about it.
What happens when the temperature drops to 40 degrees at night and he asks her to secure the rainfly on the tent and she is standing there holding like a Bath and Body Works candle?
She is going to be out there in an $80 Patagonia fleece, sobbing while trying to start a fire with 2 damp twigs.
It is the ultimate sunk cost fallacy. She invested so much money and time into the lie that she felt she couldn't back out.
So what's your verdict?
My verdict is that this is incredibly stupid, with a capital S. You never lie about a hobby that requires manual labor or physical endurance.
Okay, when you break down the logistics like that, yeah, she is an actual physical danger.
It is dangerous. Lie about loving a band. Never lie about enjoying the feeling of dirt under your fingernails.
I am pivoting. It is stupid, but my heart still bleeds for her. If you survive this trip, please immediately text us from civilization.
If she has all her fingers attached.
Okay, confession number 3. The escalated revenge.
I am bracing myself. The revenge ones always blur the line between justice and an actual felony.
Oh, this one crosses the line. A listener caught their partner cheating. Indisputable, undeniable proof, text messages, photos, the whole devastating package.
Gross.
So to retaliate, our listener waited until the cheater left for work, methodically packed up their partner's entire highly curated, wildly expensive, limited edition sneaker collection.
Oh my God.
Drove it down the street and donated every single box to Goodwill.
I am genuinely sweating right now.
Yes. I am standing on the table. I am cheering. That is the kind of scorched earth emotional vengeance that movies are made of, and I support it wholeheartedly.
No. We need to pump the brakes immediately.
You step out on the relationship. Your exclusive Jordans are going to a local community center.
You are getting swept up in the cinematic drama of it all, and we need to look at the cold, hard, legal reality of what just happened.
Somebody is going to be walking around the neighborhood in $800 Yeezys looking absolutely fabulous, and the cheater deserves nothing. It is poetry.
Do you have any idea the financial valuation of a limited edition sneaker collection in the current moment?
It's an asshole tax. He cheated. His assets are forfeit.
We are talking about a curated asset class. Sneaker culture has evolved from a niche hobby into a multi-billion-dollar secondary market driven by artificial scarcity.
I don't care about artificial scarcity. I care about emotional justice.
Brands like Nike create deliberate supply shortages, meaning a shoe that retails for $200 can instantly appreciate to $2,000 on platforms like StockX. We are potentially talking about tens of thousands of dollars of liquidated assets.
Good. Hit him where it hurts.
If we analyze the psychology of revenge, yes, the betrayed party always targets the object that the cheater values most as a proxy for the destroyed relationship. It is symbolic execution.
Exactly. Symbolic execution.
But analytically speaking, this crosses the line from a messy breakup into literal grand larceny.
You are ruining the fun with the law. Who cares about the law when your heart is broken?
I'm saving our listener from a prison sentence. You cannot unilaterally redistribute someone's wealth because they broke your heart.
Watch me.
The state does not recognize infidelity as a legal justification for property theft. If this man decides to be as petty as he is unfaithful, he can call the police.
He probably would too.
He likely has digital receipts, authentication tags, and possibly even insurance on that collection. He can prove ownership, and he can prove who had access to his apartment.
It's just so satisfying, though.
It is chaos. It is a terrible return on investment for your revenge. If you want to be petty, bleach a t-shirt. Do not liquidate a financial portfolio.
I fundamentally disagree on a spiritual level. I think it's iconic behavior. If you break the social contract of a relationship, your property rights are temporarily suspended in the court of public opinion.
Well, the court of law disagrees.
I am giving this the verdict of highly snarky and absolutely legendary.
And I am giving this the verdict of profoundly stupid, legally dangerous, financially reckless, and stupid. Get a lawyer immediately, because when he finds his off-white sitting on a thrift store shelf for $14, he is going to unleash hell.
We are deeply divided, but that is why we are here. Disagreement is encouraged.
Indeed.
But speaking of being deeply divided, I need to take a quick visual pivot for anyone watching us on the video stream right now. Babes, we have completely cut down on the snacks.
It is a barren wasteland on this table.
Look at it. There is no charcuterie board. There is no family-sized bag of aggressively spicy chips. There isn't even a stray pretzel. I am spiraling.
The panic is setting in.
Are we hot girls now? Is this what wellness looks like? Are we entering our highly optimized era where we only consume bone broth and sunlight?
Let's apply Occam's razor to this situation. The simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
Which is?
Are we highly optimized wellness gurus? Or do we just completely forget to go to the grocery store before turning the microphones on?
I feel so exposed. I need something to crunch on while I judge people's life choices.
It's true. Judgment requires fuel.
How am I so properly evaluate reality TV vocal runs without the rhythmic crunch of a cracker to ground me?
I will undercut this panic right now. Don't worry, babes. We may have failed at basic food logistics, but we did not fail at beverage logistics.
Thank God.
We have the tequila, we have the mango mimosas, so honestly, we don't need therapy. We're good. Everything is fine.
You are so right. We have liquid courage. The crisis is averted. And honestly, speaking of delusion and needing therapy, let's talk about America's voting choices on this week's reality TV mess.
Yes, the absolute circus that was American Idol Disney Night.
I am fully locked in and ready to judge.
Because the math on this episode is simply not mathing. The cultural vibes are entirely off, the producers are interfering, and the American public has lost the plot.
Let's set the scene for the Snark Squad. We are at the top 9, fighting tooth and nail to get down to the top 7. The theme is Disney Night.
Which is historically a trap for Singer.
A massive trap, because the songs are either incredibly cheesy or they are impossibly difficult.
Exactly.
And the mentor flown in for the night is none other than EAD winner, Season 3 alum, the absolute queen of the universe, Jennifer Hudson.
Having Jennifer Hudson mentor a singing competition is fascinating from a psychological standpoint.
Why? I was just obsessed with her being there.
Because it acts as both an ultimate inspiration and a terrifying, paralyzing mirror.
She is the definition of reality TV royalty. If you go back into the archives, she originally sang Circle of Life on Season 3.
A legendary vocal.
Elton John, the man who literally composed the music for The Lion King, went on record calling it his favorite performance out of the entire group. He said she sent chills up his spine.
High praise.
When a literal EGOT winner walks into your rehearsal space, you should be dropping to your knees in reverence.
Right. The pressure is immense. The online forums were dissecting this psychological dynamic all night.
They were.
Yeah. One user astutely pointed out, quote, "If they showed me that archival video of J. Hud singing Circle of Life right before I was supposed to perform, I would simply change my song on the spot or walk out the back door."
Honestly, same.
And it makes complete sense. It is the equivalent of Michael Jordan walking into your high school gym to critique your free throw form.
The terror.
The sheer proximity to greatness will either elevate you to meet the moment or it will crush your vocal cords into dust.
And we saw both happen. Some of them stepped up to the plate, and some of them completely crumbled under the weight of the Mickey Mouse ears.
Which brings us to the biggest travesty of the entire season.
The absolute robbery that occurred on live television.
Yeah.
I am going to go on a passionate, borderline, unhinged rant right now, so please prepare yourself.
The floor is yours. I will analyze the wreckage when you are done.
Kyndal Inskeep. Sent home. Eliminated.
Devastated.
Forced to pack her bags after giving us a gorgeously arranged, emotional, tear-jerking redemption performance of Butterfly Fly Away from the Hannah Montana movie.
It was a very solid vocal.
She had a rough critique last week. She took the notes, she came back, and she poured her entire soul out on that stage.
She really did.
Carrie Underwood literally looked at her and called it a, quote, beautiful moment of redemption. She was connected with the lyrics, she was vulnerable, her tone was rich in storytelling.
Nope.
And America looked at that beautiful, fragile moment and said, no thanks, you're out. I am furious. She was robbed in broad daylight.
Okay, let's inject some structural analysis into your grief. Because your emotional response is fixated on Kyndal leaving, but the real systemic crime here is who survived at the expense of Kyndal.
Don't even say his name.
To understand why the voting system is fundamentally broken, we have to contrast Kyndal's delicate emotional artistry with the absolute baffling survivalist skills of Chris Tungseth.
Do not even speak his name in my presence right now. My blood pressure is spiking just thinking about him.
We have to analyze him because he is the key to understanding the American voting demographic.
Fine, explain this mess to me.
So Chris Tungseth is a 27-year-old construction worker. He walks onto Disney Night and decides to sing Let It Go from Frozen.
The worst choice imaginable.
First of all, the cognitive dissonance of the song choice alone is staggering. A rugged contractor singing an icy female empowerment theatrical anthem is a bizarre strategic pivot.
Completely bizarre.
But then he actually performs it. And when the massive soaring chorus hits, the defining high note that the entire song is built around, he completely, undeniably flubs it.
It wasn't just a flub, it was a vocal collapse. It sounded like a car trying to start with a dead battery.
It was a severe technical failure. He missed the pitch, he strained his vocal cords, and he missed the emotional mark of the lyric entirely.
It was physically painful to listen to.
It felt less like a professional competition and more like a parody of a Disney song at a local pub. And yet, the voting window closes, the results are tallied, and Chris is safely ushered into the top 7 while Kyndal goes home.
How does that happen? How does a human being with functioning ears vote for a botched Elsa cover over a beautiful on-pitch redemption arc?
This is where we have to look at the mechanics of reality TV voting blocks. I was monitoring the live reactions, and the internet was having a collective meltdown. People were frantically trying to solve the equation.
Just saw the tweets.
One user asked, quote, "Who is voting for Chris? The United Salon Workers pay?" Because he has this very specific stylized hair aesthetic.
The United Salon Workers pay. That is the funniest thing I have ever heard.
But underneath the jokes, there is genuine frustration. Another comment read, "He should have been gone last week, and it infuriates me he is still in it."
So infuriating.
So we have to ask ourselves, is Chris the reality TV equivalent of a cockroach surviving a nuclear blast? How does a contestant survive a catastrophic technical failure on the biggest pop anthem of the decade?
Because he fits an archetype. He has that rugged, aw shucks, hardworking aesthetic.
Precisely.
He looks like a guy who would fix your deck and then sing you a song by the campfire. And a massive portion of the voting demographic just blindly texts his number 10 times because they like his vibe, without even listening to the actual pitch of the performance.
You are identifying a documented phenomenon in reality television known as the everyman demographic.
Ugh, the everyman demographic.
Historically, highly polished, technically flawless female vocalists often struggle to secure the voting base because perfection can sometimes read as alienating or intimidating through a television screen.
So being too good is a flaw.
Meanwhile, a slightly flawed, ruggedly handsome guy with a guitar or a blue-collar backstory triggers a protective, sympathetic response from the audience. They aren't voting for vocal acrobatics, they are voting for relatability.
That makes me so mad.
Chris's failure to hit the note might have actually endeared him more to his specific voting base, because it made him seem human and vulnerable.
So you are telling me that seeing badly is actually a strategic advantage if you are a handsome guy in a flannel shirt. I reject this reality.
It's the truth of the medium.
Kyndal poured her heart out, and she gets punished for being too good.
It just proves that at this late stage in the season, it has ceased to be a singing competition. It is a popularity contest driven by parasocial allegiances.
God, it's so frustrating.
Which serves as the perfect pivot to discuss the most catastrophic strategic error of the entire season. The cringe heard around the world.
Oh my God. I need to take a massive sip of this mimosa before we talk about this, because my internal organs shriveled up watching it. Brooks.
Yes. Let us meticulously dissect Brooks Rosser and the cringe hard launch.
I was hiding behind a throw pillow. I was physically recoiling from my television.
It's deeply uncomfortable.
Okay, so Brooks sings The Climb, which is another Hannah Montana anthem. He finishes the song, and he is standing there catching his breath.
Right.
Suddenly, Ryan Seacrest activates his messy producer programming. He completely ignores the vocal critique and starts interrogating Brooks on live national television about meeting people behind the scenes of the show.
The setup was so obvious.
And he explicitly calls him Prince Charming.
The moment a reality TV host pivots from asking about your song choice to asking about your personal life, a psychological trapdoor is opening beneath your feet.
It was an ambush. Ryan literally brings out a former eliminated contestant, Rae Boyd.
On live TV.
She walks out onto the stage, grabs a microphone, looks dead into the camera and says, quote, "The princess is here to claim her prince."
I needed a tequila shot just watching it.
I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. Brooks looked like his soul had permanently exited his physical body.
He was visibly malfunctioning.
He looked stiff, he looked terrified, and he looked completely blindsided. It was the messiest, most forcibly manufactured relationship reveal I have ever witnessed.
If we break this down analytically, what we witnessed was absolute career sabotage masquerading as a cute television moment.
Career sabotage, absolutely.
Let's look at the specific economy of Brooks's voting block. Brooks is a 23-year-old, conventionally attractive guy who plays the guitar.
Yep.
In the music industry, his entire bread and butter, the demographic keeping him alive in this competition, is the tween and teen girl audience.
Exactly. They are voting for the crush. They are voting for the fantasy.
Precisely. It is called the parasocial boyfriend illusion. From the era of the Beatles up through One Direction and modern TikTok stars, young male artists monetize the illusion of accessibility.
Right, the fan has to believe they have a chance.
The fans project their romantic ideals onto the performer. The unwritten contract is, I will vote for you, stream your music, and buy your merchandise, and in return, you will remain theoretically available.
Yes.
Announcing that you have a serious, committed girlfriend on live television mere minutes before the voting window closes is a fatal breach of that contract. It shatters the illusion instantly.
It is the ultimate rookie mistake. You have to maintain the mystery.
You cannot bring the real-life girlfriend onto the stage and shove her in the faces of the people paying your bills.
It was so bad.
The live internet reactions were a fascinating study in real-time PR crisis management. One user explicitly outlined the strategy, saying, Brooks, that's a rookie move, announcing you have a girlfriend when you desperately need that teen girl vote.
The internet knows the strategy better than the contestants do.
Another noted his body language, saying, I think Brooks is going to die from this cringe. You could physically see the mathematical calculations happening behind his eyes.
Oh, totally.
With every second she stood next to him, calling herself a princess, he was calculating the thousands of text message votes evaporating into thin air.
But the producers had to know exactly what they were doing right. They sacrificed his long-term safety in the competition for a 30-second viral soap opera moment.
100%.
They traded his votes for a TikTok clip. It was so messy, and as a viewer, I ate it up, but as a fan, I feel terrible for him.
It really highlights the predatory nature of reality TV production. The producers prioritize the immediate dramatic narrative over the contestants' actual musical aspirations.
Yes, savage.
But let us pivot away from the manufactured cringe and analyze the actual undeniable talent, because there were some performances that shifted the atmosphere. We have to talk about Kyla Richardson.
Kyla. Yes, this is what I live for. She took on Circle of Life.
A massive undertaking.
This is not just a song. This is the holy grail of the Jennifer Hudson catalog. And she didn't just sing it, she commanded it.
She really did.
She sang it with so much power, depth, and emotional resonance that Jennifer Hudson, overwhelmed by the spirit of the vocal, literally took off her shoe and launched it at Kyndal.
The ultimate sign of respect.
Babes, when an ego winner disrobes and throws footwear at you on national television, you have officially peaked. You have won the game of life.
We should contextualize the shoe throw for anyone unfamiliar with vocal culture. The throwing of a shoe is deeply rooted in Black church traditions and the R&B vocal community.
It's an honor.
It is the ultimate physical manifestation of being taken to church. It means the vocalist has bypassed technique and tapped into something visceral and spiritual.
She tapped into the ancestral plane.
Kyndal achieved that. She grounded the song. But if we are discussing the mathematical frontrunners of the season, I have to introduce Jordan McCullough into the evidence file.
Oh, Jordan is in a league of his own.
Jordan sang Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. The judges' reactions were fascinatingly blunt.
I loved what Lionel said.
Lionel Richie, a man who has heard every voice in the industry, literally told him to, quote, shut your mouth. Which, again, in the lexicon of musical praise, is a massive compliment indicating disbelief at the talent.
And Carrie called it perfect.
She did. But the most compelling data point is the audience sentiment. The consensus across the analytical forums is that Jordan is the closest thing this show has seen to the iconic Golden Age vocalists from 20 years ago.
I am fully on the Jordan train.
Yeah.
I think he is the undeniable one to beat.
He is a strong contender.
He possesses that rare, pure, classic vocal talent where he doesn't need a massive pyrotechnic display and he doesn't need a tragic sob story package to sell the song. He just stands in front of a microphone, opens his mouth, and you are instantly paralyzed by the tone.
It is a compelling argument, but I am going to introduce a counter variable into the equation. What about the statistical anomaly that is Hannah Harper?
Okay, let's debate Hannah, because I have very complicated feelings.
Hannah chose Almost There from Princess and the Frog. The judges' feedback was overwhelmingly suspiciously positive.
Suspiciously positive is the perfect way to put it.
Luke Bryan stated that she evolved from a Reba McEntire-type country singer into a bona fide star right before their eyes. Carrie Underwood gave her the ultimate validation by saying Hannah reminds her of herself during her own winning season.
Which is a huge endorsement.
That is massive institutional backing. Polling sites even have her sitting at a 70% probability to win the entire show.
Really? 70%?
Yes, but when you look at the raw viewer commentary, a completely different narrative emerges.
The internet noticed the exact same thing I noticed, and it is so funny.
The consensus was that while her pitch was mathematically perfect, visually, Hannah looked like she was being held at gunpoint during the performance.
She is so incredibly stiff. It is wild to watch.
It's concerning.
It's like she is terrified that if she moves her arms past her waist, she will lose points. Her eyes are locked open, staring into the middle distance like she is reading a hostage demand off the teleprompter.
Carrie Underwood attempted to mitigate this by validating her, noting that she also received harsh critiques for her lack of stage movement 2 decades ago.
Yeah, but that was 20 years ago.
Exactly. We have to analyze the evolution of the pop music industry. In 2006, a stationary, technically perfect vocalist could win over a crowd. In 2026, the baseline expectation for a pop star is a 360-degree multimedia sensory experience.
You have to perform.
You have to command the physical space. Can a stationary, deer-in-the-headlights vocalist genuinely defeat a powerhouse like Jordan who understands spatial stage presence? I hypothesize that she cannot.
I'm with you. I think the stiffness creates an uncanny valley effect. It sounds human, but it looks robotic.
An apt description.
But speaking of the passage of time and feeling deeply unsettled, we have to talk about the youth disconnect on this episode, because this realization sent me into a spiral.
The chronological math on this particular segment is genuinely devastating to anyone over the age of 25.
Lucas Leone, my 18-year-old contestant, he steps up to the microphone and proudly sings "Life is a Highway" from the Pixar movie Cars.
What makes this sociologically fascinating is the sheer brutal passage of time.
Don't say it.
I was scrolling through a live thread, and a user pointed out a statistical fact that made me feel like my physical body was turning to ash. The movie Cars was released in theaters in 2006. Lucas is 18 years old. That means the animated film Cars is chronologically older than the human being who was singing its soundtrack on stage.
I screamed when I realized that. I need to apply a retinol cream immediately. How is that physically possible?
Time is unforgiving.
But age crisis aside, I'm going to express Profound, unabashed relief that Lucas was eliminated, and not just because he made me confront my own mortality.
Why?
We need a strict, federally enforced ban on country singers choosing life is a highway on reality television. It happens every single year. It is a curse. It is the most predictable, safe karaoke choice imaginable. Retire the song, put it in a vault.
You are identifying the exact reason it is chosen. It is mathematically safe.
Wait.
It has a repetitive structure, a limited vocal range, and it relies heavily on instrumental backing. Jennifer Hudson provided the most astute critique when she told him he needed to trust his artistic instincts.
Which he didn't do.
Unfortunately, his artistic instinct was to perform a Rascal Flatts cover of a Tom Cochrane song that is inextricably linked to an animated tow truck.
Exactly.
The voters recognized the lack of originality and expelled him. Meanwhile, another teenage contestant, Braden Rumfelt, survived by the skin of his teeth.
He barely made it. He sang Remember Me from Coco. It was incredibly sweet, it was gentle, but he landed in the bottom 3 and his fans were sweating.
They were panicking online.
I saw someone post, I cannot lose my favorite in the top 7 2 years in a row. They were terrified.
Braden appeals to that same young demographic we discussed earlier, but his song choice fundamentally lacked the kinetic energy required for this stage of the competition.
It was too sleepy.
You cannot just strum a soft, gentle lullaby when the people around you are delivering theatrical, lung-busting sermons. You get swallowed by the production.
Well, that transitions perfectly into looking ahead at the absolute, guaranteed chaos of next week's theme.
Yes.
Taylor Swift Night, featuring guest judge Nikki Glaser, who is notoriously a massive Swiftie.
If we project the vocal mechanics of this theme onto the remaining contestants, I am predicting an absolute bloodbath.
Really, a bloodbath.
Taylor Swift's discography is deceptively treacherous for standard reality TV belters.
See, people think it's easy because the songs are massive pop anthems that everyone sings in their car, but it is a trap.
Precisely. Let's look at the technical architecture of a Taylor Swift song. Reality TV singers are conditioned to pick songs that build to one massive, sustained glory note.
Right, the big diva moment.
They want to hit a high C, hold it for 10 seconds, and wait for the applause. Taylor's songs do not operate like that.
They don't.
They sit in a very specific, lowish vocal pocket, a tessitura that is highly customized to her natural speaking voice. Furthermore, the songs are incredibly wordy, highly syncopated, and rhythmically complex.
You have to breathe.
They require breath control, narrative conversational tone, and precise diction.
Half of these kids are going to run out of oxygen on the bridges. They're going to try to add all these crazy vocal runs to songs that don't need them, and they're going to completely lose the melody.
It will be a masterclass in watching singers fail to adapt.
It is going to be a disaster,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be seated with a fresh mimosa for every second of it.
Naturally. But since the American voting public is currently making highly questionable choices, it is time we bypass the official results and categorize these performances ourselves.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's look at the psychology of stage presence. Let's dive into our first segment. Who actually commanded the room and who looked like they were begging to leave?
I am calling this the main character versus karaoke night debate. We are stripping away the judges' polite PR comments and getting down to the raw truth.
I love this concept.
Who had that undeniable magnetic main character energy and who felt like they accidentally stumbled onto a sticky stage at a dive bar at 1 a.m. with a $2 well drink in their hand.
The sticky stage aesthetic is a very real, very palpable aura.
It really is.
You start defend the main characters. What specific traits elevated them?
Oh, I will defend them with my life. First up, Daniel Stallworth singing A Whole New World.
A strong choice.
This was total, undeniable, commanding main character energy. He didn't just sing the notes, he altered the gravity of the room. Lionel Richie looked at him and called the performance a sermon and God's gift.
That is heavy praise.
When you are singing a song about a magic carpet ride, and you somehow make a music legend feel like he's receiving a divine spiritual blessing in a cathedral, you're the main character of the entire season.
If we analyze Daniel's performance, what stands out is his spatial awareness. He didn't look like a contestant hoping for a passing grade.
Not at all.
His posture, his eye contact with the camera, and his breath control simulated the aura of a seasoned guest performer who was brought in to show the amateurs how it is done.
Exactly. He was polished. And my second main character is Keela Richardson. As we discussed, the shoe throw is the ultimate metric.
It is the ultimate currency.
Jennifer Hudson told her, quote, "This song is testimony, and you just performed it like your testimony." Keela didn't just sing the lyrics of The Lion King, she channeled the ancestral weight of the message.
She did.
She was giving Simba standing triumphantly on Pride Rock. That is main character behavior.
She anchored herself to the floor and projected outward rather than retreating inward.
Exactly.
Now, allow me to ruthlessly list the karaoke night offenders because my patience for unearned confidence is non-existent.
Destroy them, please.
We have already thoroughly audited Chris Tungseth, but we have to look at the dive bar energy he projected.
Oh, it was so bad.
Let It Go was the ultimate drunken 1 a.m. karaoke flub. We all know the scenario. You're at a dive bar, and the guy in the flannel shirt swaggers up to the microphone to sing a female pop anthem purely for the ironic humor of it.
Everyone has seen that guy.
But halfway through the chorus, he realizes he actually has to support the high notes.
And he can't.
His voice cracks, the irony dies, and everyone in the bar politely looks down at their phones to spare him the embarrassment.
Yes.
That exact psychological sequence happened to Chris, except it was broadcast on national television to millions of people.
And he didn't even have the excuse of being 5 tequila shots deep. He was completely sober on ABC.
Precisely.
Right.
The fact that the judges did not immediately humble him is a structural failure of the show.
Totally.
My second karaoke night offender is Brooks, the king of the cringe hard launch.
I am still sweating thinking about it.
He sang The Climb, and if you listen closely to the critique, Luke Bryan utilized a very specific piece of industry jargon. He told Brooks that he let the song run away from him. What does that actually mean, though?
That is polite, televised judge speak for you lost the tempo, you lost the pitch, your breath control collapsed, and you spent 3 minutes frantically chasing the backing band.
Oof. That is brutal.
It exuded accidental open mic night energy. He looked panicked, his chest was heaving, and then he was immediately ambushed by his girlfriend. The entire segment felt like chaotic amateur hour at a local coffee shop.
He looked like he was praying for a localized earthquake to swallow the stage.
Total sticky stage energy.
Oh.
But analyzing the contestants' failures inevitably leads us to the root of the problem, which is our second segment, the judge behavior audit.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. We need a full audit.
We need to audit the people getting paid millions of dollars to sit behind the desk and ostensibly guide these singers.
Exactly. Are Carrie, Luke, Lionel, and J-Hud actually providing honest musical feedback? Or are they just playing nice to protect their own personal brands? Because watching them interact with these contestants is making me lose my mind.
I will start by analytically tearing into the panel for systematically gaslighting the American public.
Do it.
Let us return one final time to Chris Tungseth's flubbed note. It was not a subjective artistic choice. It was an objective physiological failure to hit the correct pitch. It was flat and strained.
It was objectively bad.
And how does Lionel Richie, a man with decades of studio experience, respond to this technical failure? He looks at Chris and compliments his stage presence.
Your stage presence was fantastic.
No.
I wanted to pick up my television and throw it out the window into the street.
It is institutional gaslighting.
It is.
If a singer fails to hit a note, the contractual obligation of a music judge is to inform them that they failed to hit the note. Do not pivot to validating how well they stood in the center of the stage.
Jennifer Hudson was the only judge who offered even a mild course correction. She warned him not to lose the song and reminded him it is a vocal competition.
But even that vital critique was sandwiched between compliments about him being a, quote, teddy bear.
It fires me up. If the panel of designated experts refuses to actually judge the technical reality of the performance, how is the audience at home supposed to know how to vote?
They don't.
We rely on them to translate the technical jargon. We need them to say, your mixed voice was weak, your breath support failed, and Carrie Underwood is just as guilty.
Oh, she is very guilty.
After Keela gave that earth-shattering performance, Carrie didn't offer a single piece of vocal analysis. She literally just pointed to the screaming audience in the front row and said what they said.
The pointing. It is the absolute lazy abdication of judging responsibility.
You are being paid an exorbitant amount of money to use your vocabulary, Carrie. Give me a breakdown of her breath control. Talk about her vibrato.
Use your words.
Do not point a manicured finger at a 15-year-old girl holding a glittery poster board and say ditto. It drives me completely insane.
Let's analyze the economics of why this happens. We are witnessing the death of the villain judge.
Oh, interesting. Like Simon Cowell.
Exactly. In the early 2000s, Simon Cowell revolutionized reality TV by recognizing that harsh truth-telling was compelling television. But modern celebrities are intensely protective of their Q scores.
What's a Q score?
It's the industry metric for a celebrity's likability and appeal. No established pop star in 2026 is willing to risk a viral backlash by telling a 19-year-old kid that they sang off-key.
Because they'll get canceled on Twitter.
Right. They all want to maintain the aura of a supportive maternal or paternal mentor, but by refusing to offer negative feedback, they completely undermine the integrity of the competition.
And because they refuse to create drama through actual musical critique, the producers have to step in and manufacture the drama themselves.
Exactly. This brings us right back to the Brooks and Rae romance storyline.
It's all connected.
Ryan Seacrest forcing that narrative on live television is a direct symptom of the judges failing to provide compelling television. If the judges won't give a harsh critique that creates tension, the producers have to artificially manufacture tension by dragging a 22-year-old's girlfriend out from backstage.
They stop treating these kids like aspiring musicians and start treating them like cast members on a Bravo reality show.
It is so true. They are optimizing for the viral TikTok clip, not the perfect vocal run.
Well, I have a highly personal question for you for our third segment. If we auditioned,
Oh boy.
I want you to look deep inside your soul. If you were sitting in that chair, next to Lionel Richie, under the blinding studio lights, with a live audience staring daggers at you, would you actually have the guts to look Chris in the eye on live television and tell him he sounded terrible?
Or what?
Or would you cave to the pressure, smile, clap, and compliment his jacket?
I would absolutely tell him he sounded terrible.
You would not.
I would. I would not raise my voice. I would do it calmly. But I would look him directly in the eye and say, Chris, that note was an auditory war crime, and we both know it.
You are so cold.
I have absolutely zero problem absorbing the role of the villain. The truth sets you free, and false praise creates delusion. What about you?
Oh, I would be a complete coward. I would be worse than Luke Bryan. I would be hyperventilating, saying, oh my gosh, babes, you look so incredibly handsome while you were struggling for air.
You are part of the problem.
I know. I hate interpersonal confrontation.
And that psychological aversion to conflict is exactly why the modern format of the show is broken. We need less of your empathetic panic and more of my clinical detachment on that panel.
Well, it is so easy for us to sit here with our drinks and judge them from the safety of our microphones. But let's be real for a second. What would actually happen if we stepped onto that stage?
The delusion segment.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the evening.
The concept is simple. We have to choose a Disney song from the catalog and admit what our ultimate fate would be under the lights. I will go first, and I'm aggressively claiming that I would pick something massive, emotional, and iconic.
I am terrified for you already.
Give me Circle of Life, or give me Let It Go.
You are structurally engineering your own public humiliation immediately.
Excuse me. I fully believe, in my heart of hearts, that with the right stage lighting, an incredible sequined outfit, and precisely 2 shots of tequila backstage before I walk out,
Oh, God.
I would temporarily unlock the vocal range of Jennifer Hudson. I would eat that stage up, babes. I would hit the massive Elsa high note. Fake snow would fall from the ceiling. The audience would weep, and confetti would explode.
I am sarcastically deeply humbling you right now by introducing you to the science of acoustic biofeedback.
Let me live my fantasy.
No, listen to the science. When you sing in your shower, the acoustic resonance makes you sound incredible. When you step onto a massive soundstage with in-ear monitors, you hear the raw, unvarnished truth of your vocal cords.
I don't want the truth.
And the alcohol you think will give you courage will actually dehydrate your vocal folds, reducing your elasticity. You would sound exactly like Chris Tungseth on the high notes.
Don't you put that curse on me.
Your voice would violently crack into a million pieces, Carrie Underwood would point silently at the exit sign, and Lionel Richie would politely compliment your sequined outfit to soften the blow. You do not have the breath support for Let It Go.
The betrayal. You are my bestie. You were supposed to hype me up and support my delusions.
I am an analytical truth teller.
Yeah.
A true friend stops you from becoming a viral meme for all the wrong reasons.
Fine. If you are so practically minded, what is your grand strategy? What song are you picking to survive?
I am acutely aware of my own biological limitations. Therefore, my strategy is to pick something safe, low stakes, and mathematically optimized to manipulate the voting demographic.
Which is?
I am picking Life is a Highway.
The very song you just spent 10 minutes saying we need to legally ban from television.
Exactly, because the historical data proves that it works.
You are such a hypocrite.
I would put on a vintage denim jacket. I would learn exactly 3 chords on an acoustic guitar. I wouldn't even attempt to hit a high note.
Unbelievable.
I would simply speak as sing in the chorus in a raspy register, rely entirely on the backing track to carry the melody, and I would aggressively wink at the camera every 12 seconds to secure the teenage voting block.
You would be the cockroach of the season. You would survive on pure manipulation.
I absolutely would. But honestly, even with all that manipulation, I would inevitably get humbled by Carrie Underwood telling me I lack fundamental artistry.
Because you do. You are speak singing.
And I would thank her for her honesty, take a bow, enjoy my free catered lunch in the green room, and go home. I harbor no illusions of grandeur.
That is so dark, so pragmatic, probably entirely accurate. Clearly, we are both deeply delusional in two very different directions.
It balances out.
But luckily for us, the Snark Squad listening at home is just as messy when it comes to the delusion of performing. We're not alone in this.
The data proves we are an excellent company. Which brings us to our final segment, the Snark Squad Talent Show.
Yes. Let's audit the talent show confessions you sent us. We asked for your most devastatingly embarrassing performance moments, and you delivered pure psychological trauma.
The submissions for this were truly unhinged.
They really were.
Yeah.
We're going to read 3 of them and assign chaotic awards. Here's confession number 1.
Let's hear it.
Our listener writes, I was at a highly sanitized, family-friendly corporate karaoke retreat. I had consumed way too much liquid courage and confidently signed up to sing a wildly inappropriate, highly explicit rap song.
Oh, no.
I completely forgot that my CEO and his young children were sitting in the front row. I didn't censor a single word. I locked eyes with the boss, delivered every expletive, and got called into HR the very next morning.
The secondhand cortisol spike I'm experiencing right now is physically uncomfortable.
I am screaming with laughter. The sheer unadulterated confidence.
To not skip a single word.
To stand under fluorescent lights in front of your CEO's innocent children and drop explicit bars without missing a beat. Babes, I am officially assigning you the Main Character of the Corporate World Award.
A well-deserved title.
You might be currently unemployed, but your legend will live on in that break room for the next 50 years.
It is the unwavering commitment to the bit that I find sociologically fascinating.
The commitment is everything.
The alcohol disabled their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for risk assessment and social appropriateness, allowing them to prioritize the performance over their own continued employment.
Wholly worth it.
Not censoring a single word is a bold, catastrophic choice. Let's move to confession number 2.
Read it.
I was in my 8th grade talent show. I was scheduled to sing a highly emotional, tragic ballad. The music started playing, the heavy velvet curtain opened, and my brain went completely statically blank.
Oh, the worst feeling.
I forgot every single lyric. I panicked, my body froze, and for some inexplicable reason, I just started doing the Macarena in complete terrifying silence while the sad acoustic guitar music played until they finally took pity on me and closed the curtain.
No. Oh, my God. The deep foundational trauma of that moment.
My shoulders are physically tense just visualizing this.
Doing the Macarena to a sad ballad.
The psychological damage of performing a silent, panicked Macarena to a tragic ballad is something you will be unpacking with a licensed professional for decades.
Decades.
If we analyze the human panic response, fight, flight, or freeze, you essentially invented a 4th response. Macarena.
Fight, flight, freeze, or Macarena. I am dying.
Your brain short-circuited and defaulted to muscle memory of a line dance to self-soothe. I am assigning you the Chris Tungseth Let It Go Award for surviving a catastrophic onstage technical flub. At least you kept moving your arms.
Macarena. I cannot breathe. Okay, confession number 3. This one is a multi-year journey of deception.
Okay, lay it on me.
I spent my entire childhood firmly believing I was a vocal prodigy. My parents constantly reinforced this, telling me I had the voice of an angel.
Oh.
Riding this high, I auditioned for a major reality singing show at 18. I walked into the preliminary producer booth, opened my mouth, and got laughed out of the room before I even saw the celebrity judges. I went home devastated. I found out years later that my family had been lying to me my entire life just to spare my feelings. I am actually profoundly tone deaf.
Oh, that is a meticulously constructed villain origin story.
It is.
That is a deep, foundational betrayal by your own bloodline.
I am losing my mind over this.
Yeah.
Your own flesh and blood gaslit you into a national humiliation.
For 18 years.
They let you walk into a television producer's room, fully believing you were the next Mariah Carey, knowing you sounded like a dying cat.
This perfectly illustrates the systemic problem we just discussed regarding the reality TV judges.
It's the exact same thing.
When you refuse to tell people the objective truth about their abilities in order to spare their immediate feelings, you are actively setting them up for a massive, catastrophic fall in the real world.
Your parents were pulling a Lionel Richie on you for 18 consecutive years.
They were complimenting your stage presence while your pitch was shattering the windows of the family minivan.
It is so incredibly cruel, but also fundamentally hilarious in retrospect. We are officially assigning you the Delusion is a Highway Award.
A fitting honor.
May you never attempt to sing in public again, but we absolutely love you for sharing that trauma with us.
We truly do. Please never stop sending these detailed confessions in. Auditing your chaos makes us feel significantly better about our own deeply flawed lives.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the absolute mess of reality TV this week. Thank you so much to the Snark Squad for hanging out with us, sipping mimosas, and navigating this unhinged chaos tonight.
But before we go, I want you to think about what this week's voting chaos actually represents.
Leave them with a final thought.
We yell at our televisions, but reality TV voting is never actually about who is the most technically proficient singer. It operates as a real-time sociological mirror.
How so?
When a demographic votes for the contestant who completely botched the high note over the contestant who sang perfectly, they are broadcasting a profound truth about modern culture.
Which is?
Society is currently prioritizing relatable mediocrity over intimidating excellence. We want a star who feels like someone we could grab a coffee with, even if they can't hit the high C.
That is so true.
So the next time you watch a screen and wonder how on earth did that person win, remember, they didn't win a singing contest. They successfully hacked a relatability index.
Ugh, the delusion is so strong, but the vibes are immaculate.
Always.
We came into tonight with mango mimosas and unearned confidence, and somehow, after dissecting all these systemic failures, I am leaving fully convinced that we could actually win American Idol ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, put us in front of the judges right now. We are ready to manipulate the demographics and take the crown.
Speak for yourself. I'm playing the guitar and winking.
And I'll be in the sequence. All right, babes. Stay messy, stay iconic, and we will see you on the Snark Side. Bye.